Now, a United Nations team visiting a Gazan hospital reported seeing a large number of gunshot wounds among dozens being treated after Israeli troops opened fire at a food aid point. The visit comes in the wake of more than 100 deaths on Thursday after Israeli forces opened fire on a crowd scrambling for food aid from a truck convoy in northern Gaza. Israel said most of the people died due to stampede after its forces fired warning shots.
As I speak to you, this hospital is treating more than 200 people that were injured yesterday. We have seen people with gunshot wounds, we have seen amputees, and we have seen children as young as 12 that were injured yesterday. These events cannot be allowed to go on. We need to have safe, secure passage throughout Gaza to reach the people that need humanitarian aid.
This latest development comes as pressure mounts on Israel over the deaths. Several countries have backed United Nations call for an inquiry. Israel maintains that IDF was only trying to secure the humanitarian corridor to allow the delivery of aid.
So we went there from 7 o'clock in the evening and we stayed there until next day 5 o'clock. The moment the aid trucks were crossing, I went there and the tank and quadcopter began to fire. So I was injured in my back. I was bleeding for an hour until someone from my relatives came and took me to the hospital.
These are the visuals of the food aid delivery site in Gaza, where over 100 people were killed. The condemnation for the tragedy is widespread. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has described Israel's military offensive in Gaza as a genocide attempt. Iran denounced the attack as barbaric. China said it was shocked. And the head of the Arab League has said the brutal act showed total contempt for human life. The United Nations has warned that a famine in the Gaza Strip is almost inevitable unless a ceasefire is achieved.
If something doesn't change, a famine is almost inevitable on the current trends. So that is where, of course, that leaves the UN very much in the picture, because we're able, willing, capable to do something about that, but the conditions need to be right.
While the situation is particularly acute in Gaza's north, Gazans are struggling for food, water and medical care throughout the territory. Jordan's military says it dropped aid via planes in the enclave. Heavy fighting is continuing on the ground, especially in Gaza's Han Yunis and Rafah city. Ahead of the holy month of Ramadan, Palestinians were seen performing Friday prayers in a mosque destroyed by an airstrike in Rafah. While Egypt says that it is hopeful of a Gaza ceasefire deal before Ramadan, there are nationwide protests for the release of hostages in Israel. Israelis carried 134 stretchers bearing the names and photos of hostages held in Gaza since the 7th of October. Hostages' relatives and supporters of the cause walked the route from the city of Beit Shemesh towards Jerusalem, where the government office is located. In Tel Aviv, protesters called on the U.S. administration to do more to bring to a ceasefire deal that would ensure their release. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.